Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. Liftoff.
Hello. What is up, guys? Hunter Klein here, bringing you this week's episode of Interplanetary Monkeys. We are approaching episode 100. Exciting times. But in the grand scheme of things, a drop in the bucket. Now, I'm a little late for recording today, mainly because of the JCS YouTube channel. It is absolutely captivating. It's addicting to watch. And just watching these humans in the most extreme situations a human can possibly be in, being convicted of murder, hiring people. For example, this last episode I watched called Jennifer's Solution, hiring people to kill your parents. Holy cow. And then you get a peek into the interrogation room and watch how these interrogators psychologically manipulate the person over hours. It's so in-depth, guys. There are phases to these interrogations. Strategies like fatiguing the defendant until they are mentally weak and vulnerable for you to get an admission of guilt out of them. It is absolutely riveting stuff. Again, this episode I just watched was called Jennifer's Solution, but they're all so damn good. They're all so damn good. It's been a distraction. It's kept me busy the majority of the morning, and I have this undeniable, overwhelming desire to play Risk right now. Now, this may seem random to you, and we all should remember the game of Risk. Now, Risk is an incredible game. Absolutely incredible game. But the problem with Risk, and I'm sure a majority of you guys can relate to this, is how long the game took and the awkwardness of playing this game on a board. Risk is the game where you try to take over the world, a game of world domination. You start with specific countries or regions on the map or the globe, and you are set in contention with family, friends, foes, and you slowly try to deploy your troops in a strategic way where you can both defend and attack and slowly take over the world. Now, I wasn't a big fan of this game back in the day, and like I said, I think it's a big reason. It comes down to the way the game operated on board. Right? It took forever. You can never get through a game. Everybody ended up quitting before you finished. But I found this free version of the game online called Risk Online, a game of global domination, whatever. Again, like I said, it's free. Barrier of entry is low, and there's a blitz version where this idea that the game takes forever is no longer an issue, and holy hell, guys, am I addicted. How addicted, you may ask? I stayed up till 3 a.m. Friday playing Risk, raging at kids that were griefing my games. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with what the term grief means, I can almost guarantee that you are all familiar with the process of it. Griefing is the process by which one player destroys both their and an opponent's chance of winning the game with a single move. A move that almost intentionally comes off as, if I can't win, we're both losing. If I'm going to lose, we both lose. Now, all scenarios or all moments in time where griefing takes place is not always intentional. Sometimes the opponent is just so dumb that they unintentionally screw both you and themselves in the process. And this is the most triggering thing ever in Risk. Okay? I'm 45 minutes into a game. I am a strategic mastermind with how I'm playing this board right now. And let's say, for example, I've managed to lock down South America, and I'm getting ready to push up to North America. Okay, I'm assembling my troops in Central America, getting ready to storm the front lines of the United States. And out of nowhere, The guy that's settled in Africa decides to risk his entire game to try to take South America, and in the process loses everything. And both of us instantly just get dominated by the guy in America and both Asia. We just get dominated. This gets me frustrated. This happened to me Friday at like 1 a.m. I had to go to the bathroom, stare at myself in the mirror a little bit, and I just couldn't turn the game off. I came back and played another one and another one. It's just too much. And you bet your ass I'm going to play a game right after recording this episode. It's beautiful. And there's something about playing a board game that you don't feel as guilty about, right? It's not like you're not being a little 12-year-old video game player. You know, that guilt that you feel playing Fortnite, maybe. Wasting your time away playing Fortnite. No, I'm playing Risk. This is a strategic board game. Or mental acuity and decision making, it plays a huge part. It's like playing a game of Sudoku, right? There's something prestigious about it. And I think that's what's really hooked me in. That's what has really, really hooked me in. Now, outside of getting addicted to Risk, watching JCS YouTube videos, a majority of my passions and drive right now outside of business are tattoos. Now, it's been a long while since I've gotten a tattoo, and this is very unfortunate for me because I'm in a position where I'm too far gone in the world of tattoos, right? I think somewhere around the 9th, 10th, 11th tattoo, you start snowballing to the point where you look like me and you're like, okay, at this point, I need to get a shit ton of tattoos or it just feels incomplete, right? I don't think this is the case. When you get 1 or 2 tattoos, you're fine. You may not get another one for the rest of your life. But when you're, again, at this number of 10, 11, 12, it's like, all right, let's just do this whole thing. Let's just go the whole 9 yards. And I've been talking about it for a while, but my next tattoo is going to be on the neck. Or I want it to be. For whatever reason, I'm trying to find an incredible excuse to get this tattoo. For the first time in my life, I am at the brink of just randomly going to the tattoo shop, looking at a book and being like, yep, put that on my neck. And I think there is a deep psychological reason for this, and I've deemed it as my quarter-life crisis, where I just need something exciting and risky in my life right now. I need to do something crazy. I need to rebel. And I don't know why that is. Okay, why do I want the simplest image on my neck? That should be one of the most thought through decisions on my tattoo journey. Why do I want to just throw it away? My tattoos need to be celebratory. They need to mark a victory or a leap or an achievement. And it's just disgruntling that I have this urge to be so careless about this decision. So I will control my urge here, but it continually creeps up on me. Let's go to the store. Let's get this tattoo. Whatever. I don't even care what it is anymore. Now, tattoos, obviously a big debated topic by many people, and a majority, 90% of people on earth are like, oh, I want to get a tattoo. But I don't know what I would get. And 2, the most questionable, undecisive outlooks towards getting tattoos is what happens when I get old. Now, this is very important. And I think we really cracked the code on this and why this is just a stupid outlook in general. Not stupid, but misinformed. We have the wrong idea when we think about getting a tattoo and question this decision of getting a tattoo because we are worried about its appearance as we age. My tattoos will look like crap as I age. Why would I get a tattoo? Now, let's just take care of this or smite this perspective down with one thought. Okay, pal? I'm not an avid user of crystal balls, but I'm going to make a wild guess and say that you're most likely not going to be a candidate for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition anytime after the age of 40. I think a slightly faded, or stretch tattoo is going to be the least of your issues as your body slowly withers away. Let's be honest. Okay? You're not going to be impressing anyone. So the idea that a simple, slightly faded stretch tattoo is really going to change the game for how you appear to the world, I think is a little misguided, friend. Okay? Again, this is one of those cases of people taking themselves too seriously. And this doesn't speak negatively upon anybody. I think sometimes I'm in this boat as well. I think it's a unavoidable thought process of the human experience, right? The world tends to revolve around us. We think everyone's thinking about us. We think everyone cares what we look like. We think everyone cares what job we have and what car we drive when no one does. And that's just how humans work. But I will go ahead and just tell you right now, no one cares what you look like past the age of 45, 50, especially if you're in a relationship. Which, you know, depending on how you want to go about your life, I presume that you will be in. But this idea that we're not getting tattoos because they'll look like crap when we age is silly, guys. Is silly. It's absolutely silly. And I'll that's my piece. That's my piece. But yeah, but like I said, I need to do a little work on myself. I need to hit some landmarks, some achievements, some celebratory moments before I go for that next tattoo. And this is a whole lot of things. Maybe it's business achievement. Maybe it's physical achievement. Okay, the way I treat my body right now, it's not as good as it has been in the past or was in the past. And if you take a deep dive on the Instagram I haven't touched for almost 2 years now, I used to, right before I went out or went off the grid online, I was very transparent about my nutrition studies. All right, I was studying exercise and nutrition at Arizona State during graduate school, and at the time I thought I could provide a lot of beneficial information to the public. This being on keto, most often it was in regards to performance nutrition, right? Basic macros. Does keto work when we're weird esoteric things? But my point is now my nutrition is absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. I mainly eat chicken, hamburger, lettuce, and oranges, and then some sugar on the side. I need more vegetables in my diet, and it has become such a serious issue that I had to make a promise to myself last night. The next time I go to the grocery store, I am going to buy a complete bag of vegetables, peppers, onions, avocados. I'm pretty sure avocado is a vegetable. It might be a fruit. Who knows? It's one of those weird ones. Broccoli. Let's get these greens in my life. Okay? Because while I look good, look better than I ever have, I know for a fact that underneath some of my bodily processes are screaming, okay? And this is an important point. Just because someone's veined out, they got a six-pack, they look good, they look strong, they look buffed, does not mean they are healthy, guys. Does not mean they are healthy. For people at bodybuilding competitions, for example, are literally hanging on to dear life. Their body water is zero. They are dehydrated as shit. They probably couldn't do any type of physical activity past 30%. Looking good is not feeling good, is not being extremely healthy. Okay? Now you can look damn good and be really healthy at the same time, but they are not inclusive, I believe. That's the right term. Yes, that is the right term. Speaking of health, is drinking tap water bad? Okay, if anybody has incredibly life-changing research or insight on this topic, please send it to me. To be honest with you, I've neglected it. And I'm sitting in here at my computer, my information box that connects me to the entire world, and I refuse to look up anything on the subject because I don't want to spend money on water. I just want to keep gargling this tap water down. And when I say gargling, I mean I might as well have an IV inserted into my elbow connected to the public water distribution system because it is all I consume. It is absolutely all I consume. What else is going on this week, guys? Some health revelations. I need to take better care of myself. tattoo controversy every single week. Nothing changes. And I did watch Dave Chappelle's special. Now, I don't have a lot to say on this because I don't want to do it a disservice. His work speaks for itself. I think it's incredible. I think Dave Chappelle does an insanely good job at talking about very high friction topics. Racism, sexism, all of these things, being very blunt about them, saying very, very, very hard, how do I say this? He says things that no one else will, and he makes them funny. That's really what it is. Obviously, he's in a unique position where he has the ability, more so than other comics that are, for example, white, to talk about racial discrimination and what it means to be discriminated against. And he has the personal experience with it, both in his family. He's passionate about it. And along with it, he's funny as hell. And I think his comedy just has amazing power. You know, I found myself laughing at things that I never thought I would laugh at. And he is the best at it. Not only that, but he tells a story with his work, right? It's not that you get to the end of a Dave Chappelle special and, feel as if you wasted time. There's always something to gain from it. It's a story. He has a message. It's very clear. And at the end of this episode, this special, he hits a one-liner and drops the mic. And I thought it was so special. I think comedy serves such a beautiful purpose in the world. Now, it can be difficult for a lot of people to find the right comic. Maybe Dave Chappelle's comedy isn't for you, but I almost guarantee you, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what you think is funny, there is a comedian out there for you. You just got to do some searching, and that comedian will make you laugh harder than you ever had before. This idea that you say, I don't like comedy, I just don't think you found the type of comedy you like. Again, these people are professionals at telling stories. They are wordsmiths. That is why I appreciate the craft so much. I mean, these people, when they have a special, they tour around the country doing hundreds of shows just to change around a few words. When I put this word in front of this word, or when I said this part of the story in front of that part of the story, I didn't get as good a reaction as the crowd in, let's say, Toronto. Okay, now they go to Detroit and they change that up and boom, the crowd reacts. Oh, that's it right there. I found it. And they continually craft this. Just 1 hour of content until you get to watch it on Netflix and see the final product that these guys have worked on for years, and it is incredible. It is incredible. The perfect story. The perfect story. Jokes that have been tried and true throughout different crowds. It's something I really, really appreciate. Right? These creatives and their ability to just tell stories. I think good storytellers are some of the best humans. Right? The escapism, the ability to make people laugh and enjoy. Especially in Dave Chappelle's case, where we're laughing at things that really tear apart society. It's actually incredible. It's absolutely incredible. This week, another interesting thing that happened on my side of the world that I think you guys will find interesting is that Twitch revenues were leaked. Now, the fans of live streamers are pissed. If you're unaware or live under a rock, Twitch is a platform where people stream themselves around 6 to 8 hours straight of them watching videos, playing video games, etc. Now, I find this relevant because I truly think live content is the future. It is. There's something connecting about it. In a world where everyone is virtually connected, the ability to turn on a stream and feel as if you are not alone or you're in a room of people is extremely valuable. Also, the fact that the content is live makes you feel like you're still connected to the world. Okay, now this isn't just a personal opinion of mine. This is something that a lot of fans of live streamers get behind. The actual psychological connection the viewer has. You feel like you're in the moment, right? You're not escaped. You're not leaving the world to go into a virtual Netflix universe. You are connected. If anything big happens in the world, your streamer will find out, and you will be there also to find out. Okay? Now, some streamers offer this more than others. There's political commentators, and there's people that just play one specific video game and are professionals at it. Nonetheless, this live streaming platform and this type of content breeds a very specific type of viewer. Now, music singers, entertainers of all sorts generally have pretty insane fans. If you don't believe me, go watch a YouTube video of a Justin Bieber concert, and you'll see these women and men doing some absolutely crazy things for this man that they've never met. Absolutely infatuated. But the benefit of being an entertainer of that sort, singers, YouTubers, is that your content is packaged into short little buckets, small little packets, where you can be yourself outside of the video. Your fans are not constantly consuming your information, your content, what you do, what you eat. They're not as involved in your life. Now, what happens when your viewers do get more involved in your life is something that can be very scary and unhealthy, that being parasocial relationships. Imagine you're a streamer going online 8 to 10 hours every single day for 3 years straight. Now imagine you being a viewer that is there every single hour. Okay? At your computer, listening to this guy talk, interacting with him in chat. He's laughing at your jokes. After 4,000 hours of you being in this guy's chat, he doesn't know you exist, but you feel as if you two are the same person, that he's your best friend and he doesn't even know it. And it creates this relationship of obsession and deep connection that's so one-sided that you have viewers trying to break into streamers' houses like XQC because they feel like they need to talk to him, that he's their friend, and the streamer just doesn't know it yet, but we're best friends. So I'll break into his home, or I'll show up outside his house and say, "What's up, man?" And this is a huge issue right now in the live streaming platform, especially as websites like Twitch grow. Now, another big problem of this, and getting back to the point, I really got off on a tangent there, but it ties in here, is that one big thing about these Twitch streamers and their fans is the relatability. You watch a streamer, you watch someone stream for 8 to 10 hours straight because you relate to them. You feel like they're like you. You watch people that sound like you, that talk like you, that look like you, that have the same interest as you. And Twitch revenues were leaked by a hacker that pretty much showed how much money the top, I think it's 1,500, 1,000 streamers in the world make a month, and the numbers were alarming. Some of these streamers making upwards of $4 million a year. And this was a problem for some viewers, because that Twitch streamer that they watch, they thought they related to so much, that ate like shit, that played video games all day, that made them feel better about their shitty lives, actually isn't living such a shitty life after all. He's a millionaire. He doesn't talk about it on stream because he wants to relate to his audience, but he's a millionaire. And people did not feel good about it, and they still don't. So it's an interesting process. It's an interesting process. And the fact that some of these guys make millions of dollars a year playing video games is phenomenal. I'm not going to shit on it because I don't think it's negative, and they've worked for it. They're very fortunate, let's be honest. But it's phenomenal. It speaks volumes to where the future of business is, and that is online, and that's exactly what Klein Performance is trying to take advantage of, baby. You'll see. It's going to be a journey, but you'll see. Let's talk about that while we're here. Let's finish on this while we're here. So, obviously, last week, Klein Performance, my sports performance company, is beginning to grow. By the end of 2021, we're going to have our website up. And it's going to be official. Now, the overwhelming thought process right now is, how do we grow? What is the 5-10 year plan for the company? And going brick and mortar is just not it. Not only is it not a very profitable business model, but it's 2021. And in a world where online training has been shown to be efficient, what if we could bring the world of strength and conditioning in? And that's exactly what we're doing, and I'm working on that right now. My biggest problem with the business, not biggest problem, but biggest hurdle at the moment, is just the sheer amount of work that needs to be done and making sure that I continually package the work that needs to be done in small packets so I can constantly achieve, right? It's important that you take monstrous goals and take them into little parts. So it's a lot more approachable for you to finish the goal or get to your destination. And I'm good at doing this, and I've done it in the past, whether it be school, getting my master's. It's not unfamiliar to me, but this case is a little more abstract than others because what needs to be done is slowly getting detailed every day. Right? There's two parts of Hunter, and I took this from the book, The EMyth, which you should 100% read. It's a book about small businesses and success. But what I have in my life right now is I have a clash between the technician and the manager. The technician is the guy in me that just wants to sit down at my computer and work for 6 hours straight. And the manager is the person in me that wants to sit down and say, wait a minute, this is what needs to be done first. This is where we're going, and this is how you should package things. And the problem is, there's also the entrepreneur I should mention. The guy that comes out uncontrollably and just dreams about the future and dances to his favorite music. Getting The problem is in me is that the manager is always finding new information about what is next. He's getting ideas from the entrepreneur. Oh, that this is the future of the company. And the manager's like, oh, well, this needs to be done now. This needs to be done. This is important. And the technician or the guy that wants to get to work is more often than not waking up like there's too much to do. You haven't laid it out for me. So right now I'm working on making sure that I end every single workday with a clear outline of what is next. How my technician can wake up and go to work. Because my technician, the morning grinder in me, the person that wants to wake up in the morning and get to work until about 3 or 4, is a little lost at the moment. And when he gets overburdened, he kind of shuts down. Okay, and this is really weird that I'm talking about myself in third person, but it has been a very valuable mental exercise. Overall, right now, my mornings are spent working on my business. That is trying to develop the future, the 5-10-year plan of Klein Performance. And my evenings are spent working in the business, actually on the floor coaching. I read something very valuable that might serve you guys well, is that there's a big difference between working in your own business and working on it. Working in your own business is essentially owning your own job. Okay, and that is very different from owning a business that works for you. Something that makes your money while you leave. If you are essential for the business to operate, you don't own your business, you own a job. And that is one of the most valuable quotes I've gotten out of this book, and something that I've not taken lightly. But we are going. I have full confidence that this will pay off monstrously in the next 3, 4, 5 years, and it will have an enormous impact on the people at least in Austin. Because baseball is insanely popular here. More info on that to come. I don't want to leak it too soon because someone will snatch this idea right out from underneath of me. But we're pushing. We're going to go for it. Again, we move forward. This is, I said the biggest risk was starting this company. Well, now we're taking a bigger risk. Trying to legitimately start a full-on online operation with no money, where we're almost certainly going to have to get money from investors or a loan if nothing else works out. And we're going to shoot for the stars, family. But that's really what it's all about. You got to risk it to get the biscuit, right? Right, I guess so. I hope everyone's doing well, chasing your dreams, passions, not being stagnant, laughing, being social. That's something I need to work on a little bit more. We're getting there. And yeah, just enjoy it, family. Just enjoy it. I hope everyone's doing well. All right? Alrighty. That's it for this week's episode of Interplanetary Monkeys. This is Hunter Klein, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.